just outside Denver, Colorado at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Jill Ellis, the U.S. women's national team, continuing their preparation for the next World Cup in 2019. Tonight, the opponent, the Ferns, number 19 ranked in the world, taking on the U.S. It's all coming up next in front of a sold-out crowd. Excitement in the air here in Commerce City, Colorado, as tonight the United States getting set to take on New Zealand. This is Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and the U.S. continuing to prepare for the World Cup in 2019. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Glenn Davis. Alongside me, former U.S. women's national team midfielder. She's a two-time gold medalist, World Cup winner, Julie Foudy. All right, so it's been an interesting year. The U.S. has hosted two tournaments. The She Believes tournament, did not win it. The Tournament of Nations, did not win it. We are 18 months away from World Cup qualifying for France 2019. Where is this team sitting, and is it going according to plan for Jill Ellis?
Do not panic yet, although there are a lot of people who are panicking, and here's two good reasons why not to panic. One, this has been an experimentation phase, as they should be doing. They should be looking at players. They're 2 years out from a World Cup, so they've been doing that. And the second thing is outside of the two Russia games this year, the U.S. has played all teams in the top 11 of the world. And so usually in post-Olympic years, it's a lighter year. This has been a tough year for them, but it definitely needs to get better.
All right, let's take a look at the U.S. timeline here in 2017.
And the key number there was 7-3-0, of course, is the 3 losses. This is only the third time in the history of the program where the U.S. team has lost 3 times at home. To put that in context, it took 12 years for them to only lose 1 game in the last 12 years. And she's looked at new players. We talked about that. But really, 2017, the big issue has been getting goals. They just haven't been scoring. And when you look at that Tournament of Nations game, and this is my Continental Tire Analyst Corner, when you look at that game, right, they had just lost to Australia. They're coming off that. And then they go down 2-1, 3-1 against Brazil. And you're thinking, wow, this would be the first time in the history of the program they've lost 4 home games in a calendar year. But then you wouldn't have expected it. In the 80th minute, Kristen Press starts the rally, and then Rapinoe with the equalizer, and then in the 89th minute, Julie Ertz gets the goal that sends them over the top. And what a turnaround that was, because as I said, they were on the brink of a historic record they did not want with 4 home losses.
Players taking the field. The preparation for the big picture continues today. The U.S. getting set to take on New Zealand. When we come back, we'll show you how both the coaches set up their teams.
Hello, Discover Card.
Hi, can you tell me about these new Social Security alerts I keep hearing about?
Sure, just sign up online. Then we'll alert you if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky websites.
Wow, that's cool. How much is it?
Oh, it's free if you have a Discover Card.
I like free.
Yeah, we just want you to be in the know.
Oh, hey, sushi. Oh, I smell it.
You're making me...
Yeah, being in the know is a good thing.
Know if your Social Security number is found on risky sites. Free from Discover.
This is a story about mail and packages, and it's also a story about people. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority.
Hopefully I make another 100. I don't know if that'll happen, but if it does, I mean, I'd like to win another World Cup and another Olympics. It's always my goal, is just win the world tournaments with this team.
36th U.S. women's national team player to earn 100 caps or more, Kelly O'Hara. And Julie, what a moment for her in a stellar career.
Yeah, I had a great chat with her yesterday about that moment and her career, and just so wonderful to see.
Take you to Jill Ellis, and the experimentation keeps moving on here. 51 years of age, led the U.S. to World Cup glory in 2015. Here's how Jill Ellis will set it up here tonight for the United States.
Going with that 4-3-3 again, as she did against the last Tournament of Nation game in Japan. And Julie Ertz in particular, check her out in that holding central midfield position. A lot of U.S. fans familiar with her at that center back position, but she's been playing that position all year with the Red Stars and doing quite well, as you can see.
Tony Readings, 41 years old, took over for John Herdman in 2011. Let's take a look how the Football Ferns, ranked number 19 in the world, line it up.
And that's in the 4-4-2, and 3 that will be familiar. Rebecca with the Seattle Reign, Stott Bowen, who of course plays for FC Kansas City, and up top, Rosie White, who plows her trade with the Boston Breakers. 3 NWSL players today on the field for New Zealand.
Game on in Commerce City, the U.S. in white, New Zealand in the black. Your referee is Katja Korleva. U.S. expected, as Jill Ellis told us yesterday, to come out pressing and pressing high here, Julia.
Yeah, and as we were talking about in the Open, they want to get off on the right foot. They had that 3-1 where they're down 3-1 against Brazil in the 70th minute, and they have that great turnaround, and they ended on a high note. But when you look at those 2 huge tournament losses where they couldn't capture the She Believes Cups or the Tournament of Nations, this is a team that prides itself on winning everything, and so this is a fired up group for sure.
Good look at Erin Naylor there tonight, earning her 49th cap. Plays in France. Played at Sky Blue as well. This New Zealand team under Tony Readings had quite the trip to get here, obviously, coming from Europe. A lot of the players coming from New Zealand. They only arrived here on Tuesday. They're playing here at altitude, and they have not played since the Cyprus Cup. So it is a big challenge here tonight.
Yeah, in March. And that's the only time they've played since the Olympics.
It's time to go direct over the top. Wearing number 17 is Hannah Wilkinson, who has had some success against the United States. Scored 3 goals against them in friendlies and played at the University of Tennessee. It's the first match between these 2 teams since the U.S. 2-0 win at the Rio Olympics. Sauerbrunn will switch it. Taylor Smith now, who's getting another look here tonight in that right back position.
And as we've seen, that outside back position has been like a revolving door for this national team.
Nice combination play here. Switch of play now. It's helped on that wide. Here's Rapinoe now. She'll whip across into the near post, and diving to steer that away was the talented Allie Riley. Megan Rapinoe has been in great form, both with the national team and in the NWSL.
And a Megan Rapinoe, who, by the way, after that Japan game, went and got a little, surgery done on her knee. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. 3 weeks off, back in playing.
Rapinoe plays for Seattle off the corner towards the near post. Julie Ertz, we spoke with her yesterday talking about her role in midfield now as sort of a destroyer in front of 2 center backs. Seems to be relishing it quite a lot. Rapinoe again now. Again to the near post. Skips through the box. And the U.S. will maintain possession here with Taylor Smith. Smith now, knifing inside. And ran into a couple of New Zealand defenders. It'll be a goal kick.
And Smith is a former forward at UCLA and is very comfortable attacking. And then when she got to Carolina, has been playing in that outside back position. I think a little prodding from Jill Ellis to Coach Riley. Hey, I'd love to see her in that outside back position. Very similar to the trajectory of Kelly O'Hara, actually, who's on that other side for the U.S. tonight in that outside back position. Herman Award winner and at Stanford with all her goals, scoring as a forward and now an outside back.
Nice play out of pressure from her end. Here's O'Hara now, honored with the 100th cap here tonight. Nice ceremony before the game here, put on by U.S. Soccer. It's Dahlkamper. One of her strengths is her distribution with the ball with her feet. Can Rapinoe get there? Just can't. It'll be a throw into New Zealand here in the 5th minute. They come out of Oceania and have been ranked as high as number 16 in the world. They are the current champions of Oceania. States still holding on to that #1 ranking. Broken up by Sauerbrunn. Good look at Tony Readings, who's the #20 national team coach of New Zealand. He spoke at length with us about some of the challenges they had, did not use them as excuses, but also spoke about some new programs that we'll talk about a little bit later in the show as to how they're trying to tackle and compete with the rest of the world. Beautiful switch of play from Horan. Smith. Lewis. Smith again, nice little takeover over there. She's going to get a decent cross in. Moran was in there, easily collected by Naylor.
And a good early look at the beauty of what Lindsey Horan can do in that high inside kind of playmaking position, that #10 position, wearing the #9, getting in that hole of the #10 though. And you saw her in a tight space. She can clean it. She switches it quickly, and boom, they're in on the other side. And already in these first 6 minutes for the U.S., just a better speed of play, a better urgency and bite to the game.
Wilkinson will flick it on. There's nobody there. It's cleared by Sauerbrunn. Of course, Lindsey Horan from nearby Golden, Colorado. Big night for her. A lot of friends and family in attendance here. Mallory Pugh from Highland Ranch.
We saw both of them yesterday at the field and said, "How's it with Lindsey?" And there's Horan's parents in the stands, and talked to both her and Pugh and said, "How is it to be home?" And they both had like grins from ear to ear. So great. Lindsey, is your mom cooking you any home cooked meals? No. Sorry, Mom. I said I love your mom then, because I don't either.
They both played for very successful local youth clubs, the Colorado Rush and Real Colorado. Here's O'Hara. Rapinoe, very tight area here. Can the U.S. get out of this? Oh, it's one back by Rosie White to Wilkinson, and stepping in nicely there was Julie Ertz. He hits an angled ball. Is Pugh going to get there first? No. Off her line is Naylor. A little bit more angle on that, and Mallory Pugh may have been in. Ertz initiating that attack with the long diagonal ball.
And great recognition to know that's on. I mean, the idea is there.
Lewis, nice combination play. Can Smith get there? Turn it back. It was out of play anyway. Back to a goal kick. Let's take a look at that diagonal ball.
And Ertz knows we're going to press this, and look at this. And I mean, this is on, but credit to Naylor, who says courageously, I'm coming to the top of the box for that. So I know there's a lot of goalkeepers when they see the pace of Pugh who retreat quickly.
Good look at Julie Ertz. What a World Cup she had as a center back in 2015 when the U.S. won it under Jill Ellis. And by the way, Carly Lloyd out with an ankle injury, so not available here tonight. Lewis trying to get there. She has logged tons of minutes for both club and country. Pugh has beaten one. Tried to pick out Morgan, and getting in there aggressively, breaking it up was New Zealand and Mallory Pugh.
And that's one of the beauties of Pugh's speed and her confidence at such a young age, is that she wants to take on. And Jill Ellis spoke of that yesterday to us, saying, I tell them, I want you beating lines. I want you getting in behind defenses. On the dribble, with a pass, penetrating, but that's something they want wide and high often tonight against New Zealand.
Turned 19 in April, already has 26 caps, scored last weekend in the NWSL for the Washington Spirit. And like Lindsey Horan, bypassed the college game to go directly to the pro game. Well, the importance of the NWSL can't be understated.
Oh, no question. And you're getting consistent games. I mean, that was the challenge in those non-league years. You just couldn't build a pool as well. If you fell outside of the top 25, you weren't getting any games.
Good work from Horan. Here's Kelly O'Hara now in full flight. Looking for options here. Hesitates. Stop and go. Beats the player. Rapinoe now overlapping. It's left by Haran. Still Rapinoe. He gets hacked down. It'll be a free kick for the U.S. at a favorable angle here. 10 minutes in.
And an aggressive run by Kelly O'Hara, trying to get in behind. Pino making the decision that instead she drew 3 players out wide. I'm going to go inside, and draws the foul in a dangerous area for the United States.
Megan Rapinoe stands over it. She's played 2 NWSL matches since that surgery that Julie mentioned. Currently is tied for second in the NWSL for goals scored. Rapinoe delivers. It's swept by Alex Morgan, and over the top and just landing on top of the net from Ertz, who tries the spectacular.
She is known to score on set pieces, that Julie Ertz, and this one typically with her head. Why not? Almost gets that on frame. And this is the thing about Julie Ertz, and you see her reaction to that, is she brings this great energy. Besides her grit, when she's on the field, there's a clear boost. I mean, we saw it in that Japan game. We saw it in the Tournament of Nations when she came off the bench as a sub. She even said yesterday, I actually, clearly I don't want our team being down goals, but I actually loved that when I got into that Brazil game, we were down and I had to fight it out and grit it out. And who doesn't want a player like that coming in?
Got the game winner in that spectacular comeback in the 4-3 victory over Brazil. And we spoke with her yesterday, and boy, she had energy then too. Very effervescent, very positive. Wilkinson trying to get turned. We'll lay it off. We'll get it back. A nice idea there with some combination play alongside Betsy Hassett, who tonight Hassett earning her 100th appearance for New Zealand. Caught in possession. Rosie White, Hassett. You'll hear those names a lot here tonight. Longo helped it on now. It's the most extended possession that New Zealand has had in the U.S. half of the field. It's played wide by Yallop. Kirsty Yallop now plays in Norway. Hassett now trying to get a crossover. Does come towards the top of the box. And Haran's back there to win it comfortably for the U.S. Pugh. Trying to break out here is Alex Morgan. Wonderful movement from Morgan. It's on to Rapinoe if she sees her. She has found Rapinoe and just missing connecting there. Unbelievable along the sideline though from Alex Morgan. She is in great form right now.
Playing with such confidence. Gets by her, gets caught up, gets by her again with her pace. I think it was on just a little bit earlier there, because then she gets caught up and has to make an off-balance pass. But the idea again is right for the United States.
Morgan has been outstanding for Orlando. All 10 NWSL teams are represented here. She's got 9 goals in 9 games. And this time she'll get called for the foul. So important, though, to get a healthy Alex Morgan, Julie.
Yeah, and that's coming off. Remember, she was on an 8-game goalless streak and was anxious to get that monkey off her back. And it took her until Japan, I believe, that last game in the Tournament of Nations. And then after that, she went, 9 goals in 11 games, 9 in the last 9 for Orlando.
She's voted the Player of the Month in the NWSL in August. Morgan now 28 years of age tonight in her 129th appearance for the United States. O'Hara back to Becky Sauerbrunn. Switch of play now to Abby Dalcopper of the North Carolina Courage, who sit at the top of the NWSL standings. Smith with that explosiveness. Nice ball to the feet of Morgan now. Pugh trying to make a run in front of her. It's Morgan now. Horan will help it on. Good combination play here from the U.S. Rapinoe now. Can she get to the end line? She does. Tackled away. It'll be a corner for the U.S. Nice ball movement here from the United States. Last touch by Percival.
Great defense by Percival there. But as you said, Glenn, good rhythm, good movement. Now they want the payoff.
Zonal set up here defensively for New Zealand, punched out by Naylor. Flip to the back post by O'Hara, swept it at the near post. Spectacular goal. The United States go up 1-0. Julie Ertz has scored again. Well, she may be liking this midfield thing.
And Kelly O'Hara does the right thing here, puts it back in play, and Horan keeping it alive on that back post, just knocking it down. And what a good read by Ertz to beat her player into that position. She starts that run before it even got to Horan to get into position. And a nice finish. She made that look easy. Those balls bouncing coming up are easy to throw over the top of that bar.
52nd appearance tonight, her 10th international goal. And the U.S. get that important first game's goal. Here's O'Hara. Sauerbrunn, who as always just goes about her business so effectively. Smith. And they are flying here. Mallory Pugh's going to get there first. Pugh will square it back towards the penalty spot. New Zealand recovers well. And this is Ali Riley now. The top towards Wilkinson. The offside flag is up. Sunday, an important 3 points on the line for the New York Red Bulls. Bradley Wright Phillips and company lead New York against the Union at Red Bull Arena. Coverage will kick off at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and on the ESPN app. It's getting that time now in Major League Soccer. 6-7 games to go here, and it is tight in both conferences, jockeying for playoff positions. Ertz coming out of the middle to break it up from Hassett. Hassett has had quite a sojourn. Played at Manchester City, Werder Bremen, Ajax, and currently playing at Reykjavik in Iceland. So, you know, you got players that are based in New Zealand in an amateur league, and then you've got these pros that are sprinkled out throughout Europe, and 4 players in the NWSL. So it's quite the mixture for New Zealand.
And it's a hard balance because you're never getting them all together, because they're all spread out around the world and they're all on different seasons and times. And talking to Coach Readings yesterday about the challenge, because you want them, of course, playing in these overseas leagues, but he said this is really, outside of the Cyprus Cup, the only time we've been together for the last year plus.
Percival, long diagonal ball. There's a foul committed here. Rosie White with a bit of a shove there to Taylor Smith, but Rosie White has been busy up front so far.
Here's another look at it. Clear shove in the back there.
Rosie White has 4 goals and assists for the Boston Breakers. Spent a pair of seasons at Liverpool Ladies in England. Yeah, it's not like it's an easy flight to New Zealand either. It's tough to get people to come down there and want to play you. Tony Reading's mentioning that they try to play Australia pretty frequently.
And then, you know, when they haven't been making it to the knockout rounds in the last World Cup and Olympics, their funding dries up from the government, and they said they just don't have the funding to pull it together, and that's a huge challenge. You saw Abby Ersick, their former captain, played in 3 World Cups, plays for the Carolina Courage. she actually, out of frustration, and this is what just drives me batty with women's soccer, is that a player has to do something as drastic as retire, and she's only in her late 20s, she had another cycle in her for sure, to make a point that we need more support. This isn't good enough. The players at home aren't getting the support they deserve.
Yeah, it's a big loss also. Amber Hearn, who's their career scoring leader, opted to sit these games out. They're also missing Katie Dunker, who retired, who was a staple of this team. So you're talking about a lot of experience amongst those players. And Herzig, as a leader for this team, Tony Reading saying, look, the only way we can absorb her absence is collectively.
Right. And it's too bad because, you know, and she felt she needed to do that. She said, I'd lost the joy of what I was doing. You know, I just felt I could do more in pushing the program along from the outside than from the inside. But she says they're trying to do the right thing. It's just it's hard when they get these development programs going and they don't then support it with funding to take care of the players while they are training.
They've started a program called the Football Ferns Development Program, and that's for domestic-based players in New Zealand. There's a good look at Hannah Wilkinson. 100th cap there for Betsy Hassett. Sauerbrunn with the switch. Dalkamp. Hard-driven ball, beautiful ball, because it gets quickly to the feet of Rapinoe now. Glides inside. Here's Rapinoe taking some contact. And she's going to earn a foul. And Katie Bowen's going to say, look, I stepped in front. The ball was coming to me. She had no chance to get it. It'll be a free kick, U.S.
And I think Katie Bowen has an argument to make there. We'll see it on the replay here. The ball got away from her, and I think that's a fair challenge. Well, she got her with a little hit there, didn't she, in the end?
But the beauty of Rapinoe taking people on. She's earning free kicks. She's making things happen. Rapinoe will bend it, goes over the top, out for a goal kick. ESPN's presentation of U.S. soccer is brought to you by Alley. Do it right. And PlayStation View. Watch the biggest moments in sports. Try it free today. So far, Julie, all right, we're 23 minutes in. Let's just get your initial thoughts here.
Much better than what we saw, I think, at Tournament of Nations. And there's an urgency and a pace and an energy to it that just looks better. The speed of play is better. And mind you, New Zealand isn't a Brazil or a Japan or an Australia even, but they're a good team. And this just looks better all around for the U.S. They look fresher. They're feistier.
Over the top, this one goes, kind of legging this one down as Dalkamper is making sure she escorts this back to Alyssa Nair. 6th straight start for Nair, who plays for the Chicago Red Stars. Seems to be in the position to lose the position, right? Would you say she's at the top of the pecking order in goalkeeping for the U.S. right now?
For Nair?
Yes.
I would, and because Ashlyn Harris has been injured, Jane Campbell is still young, but I think there's a lot of roads still between now and, of course, the World Cup. And I think Jill Ellis has said, I'm going to use these next 6 domestic games, or actually 6 games in this calendar year, to give minutes to multiple keepers. So.
Yeah, you made a great point. It is still a long road to qualify. Oh, this is a wonderful turn. Can Pugh get it over? She'll get it to the far post. Rapinoe off the post. Hurts again. It's 2-0. Smashes in the rebound. That's entertainment.
Again, Rapinoe making her mark. And this is one she wants again. You can see her reaction after that didn't go in, but Ertz played right along with that rebound. And again, she makes it look easy. That is not an easy ball to finish. Bouncing back at you. the way she did. Mind you, she's been center back for the last 2 years with the national team, and here's a player with 2 beautiful goals tonight, as if she's been playing that center midfield position her whole life.
2 goals in 8 minutes for Julie Hertz. She'll get her 11th international goal. And she was telling us at practice yesterday, you know, she goes, it's fun because now I know I have some cover behind me. So it's a little different outlook for her in the holding midfield position.
And mind you, she has played some midfield growing up at Santa Clara as well. But for her to make that transition to center back, did so well in the 2015 World Cup and the Olympics, and then now back into midfield. It's great to see.
She was the best 11 at the World Cup as a center back. Standing World Cup for the United States. Nair. She's been moved into midfield to give players like Abby Dalkamper more opportunity to prove themselves out. Wilkinson now. Scored a boatload of goals at Tennessee in the SEC. O'Hara. Hertz. And overhit it. Throwing New Zealand now in the 26th minute.
On the press it. Someone do that behind you, just do it. That's not what we worked on, Kirsty. Do what we worked on.
Interesting to hear Tony Reading saying that's not what we worked on, Christy. Talking to Yallop. The 2 teams will meet again in Cincinnati on Tuesday at Nippert Stadium.
I think he's referencing, he said the first part of that was bending it in behind her. You saw Becky Sullivan intercept that pass, and so much of the strength of New Zealand in that attacking presence is Wilkinson's speed and getting in behind defenses, trying to get that ball in behind the defense.
Well, that's a good diagonal ball. I mean, boy, it just didn't drop properly for New Zealand, but that one caught the U.S. back four. They were trying to pick out that run from Annalie Longo, also picking up her 100th cap tonight.
Unlucky by O'Hara on that touch, but again, Horan getting out of a tight space, the switch of field, finding that other outside back. And here's the ball in from New Zealand, and this is the one they want. That's the look where it gets in behind. That one squirts through there dangerously. Taylor Smith on the wrong side.
Pino won the initial header here. It's New Zealand. O'Hara's going to shield this out. It'll be a throw-in for the United States. They're 12-1-1 lifetime against New Zealand. Scoring 51 goals, only conceding 5. They've got 2 tonight from Ertz in a span of 8 minutes. The U.S. a 2-0 lead over New Zealand. Glenn Davis alongside Julie Foudy here in Commerce City, Colorado. It's hard to believe, Julie, it's still a year until qualifying for France 2019 begins. Sauerbrunn, Rapinoe tries to split 2. Well, she is running at people like there's no tomorrow.
Wilkie, you've got to press the centre back. You're doing so much running because you're not pressing her. Rosie, get across! Rosie, get across!
New Zealand throw here in the 29th minute. New Zealand also trying to build a deeper player pool. They've been to 4 World Cups. They've been to numerous Olympics. In fact, participated in the last 3 Olympics. It's knocked out of there by Sauerbrunn. What a servant Becky Sauerbrunn has been for the U.S. women's national team. Sauerbrunn now at 32 years of age, twice has been the NWSL Defender of the Year with FC Kansas City.
And just so consistently good. I call her jokingly butter because she's smooth as butter. But that's the thing that I think is so hard at this level. It's one thing to be good. It's another to be consistently good. And she's just not consistently good. She's consistently great. It's not even fair.
What a model professional she is. Allie Riley trying to get there, still trying to get herself forward a couple more times here. Big switch of play here. Good ball from Dahlkamper, hit it hard and low to get it quickly to the feet of O'Hara. Sauerbrunn, Rapina, O'Hara overlapping her. She'll go inside. Mewis. Dahlkamper, big investment being made in her by Jill Ellis and also Sam Mewis with the amount of minutes those two players have been getting. Good look at Rhea Percival. 125th appearance tonight for her. O'Hara towards the near post. It's flicked to the back post and headed away. Smith trying to get there. Oh, what an idea. Mewis on the turn tried to slip a little ball through.
The only problem was Alex, I thought it was to Morgan. She was pointing at her feet, wanting to turn and spin her.
Kayla Moore stepping up. Longo knocks it wide. It's a direct ball. Oates going to ground to try and get the tackle in. Gallup now. And really most of the New Zealand attacks have stalled out. U.S. the early exit from the 2016 Olympics. Hosting two tournaments on their own soil here. Did not win them here in the U.S. And then on the other hand, yes, people might get upset because of how high the bar is set. But if you are going to experiment with a team, integrate new players, work on the flexibility of your tactics, it's not going to all go right, right?
No, and Jill Ellis said repeatedly to us, listen, I'd rather have, you know, World Cup or Olympic gold and Olympic gold medal on the resume of all these players than, you know, didn't win the She Believes Cup in 2017. Really, what's the end game here?
Pugh. Here's Sam Mewis now, played at UCLA. Oh, it's a beautiful ball. Horan tries the diving header. Can't get on the end of it. But Mewis and Horan trying to link up there as Horan summoning her instincts as a former striker.
And a good sign that your center midfielder getting in, again, trying to beat those lines. Just a little too much on that. But again, the idea is good for the U.S. I think they're going to be very pleased if all stays the same and they go in at halftime.
35th minute now. To continue the conversation on Jill Ellis, don't we have to say she's being brave as a coach because she is preemptive here, thinking out long term. A lot of managers and coaches could sit on the same successful team and be very safe. And it seems
Which
to
they
be
do.
she's not being safe.
Right.
She's looking to the future.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of coaches do that, of course, in this program, and not want to, tinker as much. I mean, I think the challenge is your only concern in all of that is what does it do to the fear factor of other teams playing the United States. So Australia, for example, had never beat the United States until this summer, ever, in the history of their program. So now, and what you hear from Australia is them saying, you know what, we used to fear the U.S. mentally, and we've gotten over that hurdle. And that's the only edge that I think players worry about. But that's going to happen as the world catches up, right?
I was about to say, isn't the world catching up? Isn't some of that due to the
and that's a good
expanse
sign.
and growth of Australia?
For sure. So I do think it is courageous. I think the key is you want to be courageous and get results, which doesn't always happen.
Horan is prone here, clutching her right leg. Ertz hits a diagonal ball. The U.S. play on here. Horan slow to get up. Here's Alex Morgan now. She's got Pugh at the top of the box. She squares it back. It will be a corner for the U.S. But Horan's still down.
Gosh, she took it in a couple places, it looks like. Knee, elbow. God, that's a hard tackle. And stepped on.
Horan is up. Surprised that wasn't deemed a reckless challenge. Here's Rapinoe off the corner now. Box is loaded up. Horan's in there. Mewis is in there. It goes directly to the goalkeeper, Aaron Naylor. Played collegiately at Indiana University, Purdue in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So some ties to the college game here on the New Zealand roster.
This way.
37th minute, a pair of goals from Julie Ertz. 16th minute and 24th. The 2-0 lead on a night where Kelly O'Hara earns her 100th cap for the United States, joining 30 other U.S. players, including the one next to me, Julie Fadden.
Third athlete from the fine institution called Stanford University.
There's a lot of Stanford
to get to 100.
A lot of Cardinal in the house.
Mind you, North Carolina has 12, but we are catching up. Glenn.
There we go. 274 appearances. I'm getting tired just looking at that.
They keep finding caps. Every year, they're like, oh, we found another cap.
He's got 174 more to catch here. And she did mention she wants to win another World Cup and another gold medal. Sauerbrunn. And here is Kelly O'Hara. Converted to an outside back, has played in the right back and left back position for the U.S. and has done it wonderfully.
We should mention, it did take me 37 minutes to say it. I withheld till 37. The third one, of course, is Rachel Bueller.
You showed a lot of patience tonight.
Thank you. Restraint.
Well, if we're on the subject of Stanford, Andy Sullivan still rehabbing the ACL injury, who we were all very impressed with before she got injured. So there's people coming back from injury.
Yeah,
Tobin Heath has been looking good in training.
She's playing at Stanford this season. Yeah, she's definitely in the picture. Yeah, Heath has been out. Last game of the national team, March, with her back. She's not on this roster of 18, but in training camp.
Morgan pressing here. Pugh and Rapinoe have flip-flopped in the wide areas. Annalie Longo, number 10, is one of the domestic-based players in New Zealand on the ball right now. Beautiful clip ball towards Rapinoe. Stott recovering to win the header. Ali Riley trying to get into the attack. Played in Sweden now for 6 years. Good curling ball into the box. Wilkinson lays the header off. But the poor control there is going to let down what might have been a good opportunity for New Zealand. They'll drive it back into the box. Again, it's cleared by Mewis. Passing. The ball into space will go back to the goalkeeper, Alyssa Nair. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Atlanta United squaring off against the LA Galaxy. It is an important one for United since they just sit above the playoff line. Major League Soccer presented by Audi, also streaming live on the ESPN app. And then the U.S. Open Cup Final. Sporting Kansas City, the New York Red Bulls, Wednesday, 9 Eastern on ESPN2. Oldest national soccer competition in the United States.
How great has it been to see the response of Atlanta to that team, to United out there?
What they did the other night to New England hurts. 7-0.
Yeah. New stadium looks phenomenal.
That's the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which a lot of home games now for Atlanta United, which is perfect for them at the back end of the season now. When it comes to the playoff picture. Taylor Smith. She was undrafted out of UCLA. Turned into a right back, 23 years of age. Member of the North Carolina Courage under Paul Riley. Morgan flicks it on. Here's Pugh. Nice, comfortable control there. O'Hara. Diagonal ball. Flying off her line was Naylor. Around was there. It's a chance here for a hat trick potentially, because Julie Ertz has turned into a goal-scoring machine here in the first half. She is hungry.
She's got a nose for it too, Ertz. Look at that. She's just always hovering around it. And Naylor, if you're going to come that far, you have to get something on that. That ball cannot drop if you're the New Zealand goalkeeper.
Been an eventful first half for Ertz. She now has 11 goals for the U.S. 9 of those have been off set pieces in corner. Boy, throwing her head at it was Wilkinson. Was defended well there. Tucking in nicely was Taylor Smith to throw her off. Going up with her. We talk about a lot of her game is going forward, but right there, that's some great defensive work. Responsible. Great crowd here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Stadium that opened in 2007, the home of the Colorado Rapids. White will drive it. Headed out by Mallory Pugh. Can the U.S. break out here? Rapinoe. With Mallory Pugh trying to thread a pass into her, it's cut out by New Zealand. But the U.S. recognizing an opportunity to go forward.
Good read by Ali Riley, the left back for New Zealand there. U.S. fans very familiar with Ali Riley. Back in the WPS days, played with FC Gold Pride, won a title with them.
Coming up at the half, Morgan and Rapinoe, the common goal. This is very interesting. You'll be interested to hear about that. It involves Juan Mata of Manchester United and Julie Ertz scoring twice here in the first half.
Yeah, it's a great initiative that just launched, giving 1% of their salaries back to charities to do good for football, soccer around the world. Smith. Mewis, who's got that big range of passing this time.
doesn't work out for her. Sauerbrunn is going to go back to Alyssa Nair, who really has been protected here in the first half, has not had to do much. Nair played at Penn State. One minute of stoppage time has been added here in the first half. Sauerbrunn.
Here's the challenge for New Zealand. When you're not playing as many games. I mean, you are internationally, of course, with their clubs, but the domestic kids aren't just playing as much. You're up at altitude here. You're playing against a very fit U.S. team. Physically, how that second half turns out for New Zealand will be key.
There's one of the domestic players you mentioned. That was Moore who fouled Alex Morgan. Here comes the U.S. Rapinoe now will curl it in towards the sixth. Not the best of clears by New Zealand. It's still alive here. Morgan, besieged by 2 and 3 defenders, gets it to O'Hara. Rapinoe, good ball to the back post, trying to throw herself at it. Guess who? Lindsey Horan. Still trying to get that goal in front of her fans here.
And a good ball by Kelly. Rapinoe across here. Just plays it in. Those are so dangerous when they come driven with pace, bending at your goal. And they're also hard to then time. Good job by New Zealand to get a foot on it there by Moore.
Julie Ertz was in there again as well, who's got the 2 first half goals. That is the story. How about a little recap on the first 45 minutes?
What a performance by Julie Ertz. Again, giving that team a lift, the boost, the energy, and 2 really well-taken goals. And a much-deserved 2-0 first half for the United States. Looks so much better.
The Chicago Red Star has staked out the U.S. to a 2-0 lead over New Zealand. We'll take a break. More to come from Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Colorado.
USA!